Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup. People, we have got some stuff to delve into and let's just get right into it without chatting any shit. But before we do, smash a like, subscribe and all that other good stuff. The Redmond Roundups have been getting a lot of support, so I do appreciate it, of course. Your support is what keeps the show going. And to be honest with you, you actually make the show a lot more interesting with how much you interact in the comments down below. And also the views that you give me based on when I'm actually talking about these opinions. I talk about football every day, so when I am talking about it, I do like to try and be as sort of clued up as possible. And you keep me on up to date with that. Of course, there's a few odd little comments down below. But other than that, though, yous are smart. The Redmond's army is a smart army, and that's just the way it is. Anyway, before we do carry on, if you want to become a member of the Redmond's army, just subscribe and also smash a like on this video if you certainly enjoy. And boys and girls, let's get right into the Redmond Roundup. So breaking news coming out over the past few days. Well, it's not really breaking news, it's known information, but pretty much it came to surface that Luis Suarez and his contract at Atletico Madrid. Try and say that 10 times fast and then you'll understand why I just stuttered. But his contract at Atletico Madrid is, well, it's not up in the summer, but basically there's an option where he can leave for free in the summer if he so wishes. Now, bear in mind, Luis Suarez is 34 years of age. When you actually think about it, and there's reports saying Klopp wants him and Klopp's interested, and maybe that may or may not be true. Regardless whether it is true or not, let's dissect it down. Is he one to impress Jurgen Klopp? Is he a Jurgen Klopp player? Well, let's break it down. So he's got attitude. Jurgen Klopp likes a bit of attitude. Obviously, is he a nice person? No, he's not. But I don't think Jurgen Klopp really will focus so much on that area. He'll focus solely on what will benefit the team. And what Liverpool need right now is obviously, desperately as well, is a goal scorer number 9 who is proven and who is going to lead the team. Because at the end of the day, your team starts from the goalkeeper, but it finishes with a number 9. And if, as we've seen this season, evidently, if you haven't got a number 9 or anyone in that front three who can put the goals away, then you're in trouble, mate. And we will be a lot more better off with a Luis Suarez in our team right now than not having a Luis Suarez. He'd be a better option than Bobby Firmino. That's a fact, and that's one thing that we know for free. But even though all that is true, and maybe that is the case, there is factors that come into it. Obviously, you've got to ask, is he an FSG player? Because at the end of the day, FSG make the decision, Michael Edwards makes the decision, Jurgen Klopp gets an input, and then we come to a conclusion. So really, all we're asking here is, would we take Luis Suarez back? Would I? Again, I don't want Liverpool to fall into the trap of spending high wages for old players. And let's be honest, Luis Suarez is 34, will be turning 35 next season, even though he might still have the lethal finish of a fucking stallion, mate. Because I'm not being funny. I don't know how many chances he's had for Atletico Madrid this season. I couldn't give you the exact numbers, but take my word on this, he's scored the majority of his chances. And what I mean by that is, like, his goals for shots ratio is insane, and he's 34. So yes, he's lost a yard of pace. Yes, maybe he's not as quick on the turn, but that being said, when you put it all into a factor, he's a much smarter player, and he's probably the best he's ever been when it comes to being up here. And maybe he knows, and maybe he's put extra time in, because let's be honest, regardless what you think about Luis Suarez as a person, he's a fucking warrior when it comes to becoming better and to be a winner. So he's obviously going to acknowledge the fact, shit, mate, I'm losing a yard of pace. I'm getting beat by these centre-backs who I would have had on toast a few years ago. But now it's a case where he's got to adapt to that. And the thing is, it looks like he may just have. Now, bear in mind, he plays for an Atletico Madrid team that doesn't create a hell of a lot of chances. And if they do, it's mostly because they're better or higher quality than the opposition, not necessarily because they've got the more offensive tactics. Now, if you imagine a Luis Suarez and the amount of chances he's likely to get in this Liverpool team, the question I want to present to anyone who may be against Luis Suarez, and I'm not saying I'm for or against them yet, but for people who may just be automatically against this, think about this. So, yes, we could get a Haaland, but we're probably not going to get him in the summer. Yes, we could get an Mbappe, probably not going to get him in the summer. Then you're looking at younger options, so then you're looking at players that are sort of promising, you know, they've got potential, but really, there's no guarantee there. I've been seeing names, like, I swear there was, like, some Dapper player that I've heard over the past few days, a few other strikers, but still, these aren't proven to fuck, and we need someone who's going to be proven if we want to enter that Premier League race again next season. That's also a fact. Yes, we've got Salah for goals, but we need someone who's going to come in here and now and get them goals. Luis Suarez will come in this team. Let me ask you this question. Is he going to get the same amount of chances as Bobby Firmino. There's no reason why he wouldn't. Yes, they're two kind of different players, but technically wise, they're both very, very gifted. And they also, well, actually, Luis Suarez has a much better attacking impetus than what Bobby Firmino does. I was about to say they're on a similar level. They're really, really not. Luis Suarez, he's a fox in the box. He will find a space in that box to get a chance. And if he does get a chance, then it's devastating. And Bobby Firmino is not devastating. And maybe, let me just give you this idea. If you're not up for a Luis Suarez coming to Liverpool, maybe he's 34, 35, maybe you're going to have to pay high wages, but also, would you pay them wages? Bear in mind, he would be free, let me remind you, for a league title, because I think I would. And also, if you look at storylines are fun, and I love storylines. A storyline here that we can most certainly write is Mr. I bite human beings for a living comes back to the Premier League after basically crying at the end of it because he never won the league, and actually wins the league title with us. Horrible person. Bad knobhead. Bad wanker. Now, I'll give it to everyone who will say that in the comments and who will maybe even lower Luis Suarez as a player because of the way he is attitude-wise. But if I was deaf and I couldn't do sign language and no one could tell me like what was bad and what was good verbally, or that, you know what I mean, then I would very much certainly watch Luis Suarez and say he is sex on legs. And I wouldn't say it because I'd be deaf. I probably wouldn't be able to speak all that well. But that being said, you know what I'm trying to say? I'd know a good footballer when I see it, and I know I wouldn't be able to do that being the person that I am. So it is what it is. So would I take Luis Suarez back after I've just put it all into that context? Playing around a Bobby Firmino, playing around a Salah, playing around a Mane. Clearly, when you think about a Van Dijk, even though he was much younger, he elevated the performance around everyone. Would Luis Suarez come in and have that same impact? I think he would. He's a champion in his own right. He's won mega shit with Barcelona now, so he's coming back kind of a different beast. Not in terms of physically, but like I said, mentally. Do I want that? Well, let me ask you, or because I'm looking at myself, James, let me ask you, do you want another Premier League next season? Well, yes, I do. Do I think a Luis Suarez signing for Liverpool next season, not for the next 2 or 3 years, next season, do I think that would get us over the line? Yes, I do. And therefore, when you ask the question, would I want Luis Suarez back at Liverpool? The answer is yes, I would. Because to be honest with you, I didn't have an answer set at the start of this video. I was going to kind of see where it went because I saw this topic this morning and I haven't really had a chance to think about it. I turned on the camera and then I just started chatting shit. And now that I've broke it down, I really do feel like, I feel like we could win the league anyway. But I feel like signing someone that proven, Premier League proven if you want, European proven, yeah, man. Oh, and by the way, working under Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, man. I've sold myself. I could sell sand to an Arab and water to a drowning man, me. I've literally just sold myself. Like, I've literally just done that bit in Wolf of Wall Street where he goes, sell me this pen. And then it's one of them thinking, oh, wait, there was a pen or so. Yeah. Well, yeah, write your name on that piece of paper. Well, you need a fucking pen, don't you? Bam, here's the pen. There we go. Sales exchanged. Yep, I want Luis Suarez. Let me know in the comments down below, though, what would you do? Would you take Luis Suarez back, or would you not? And also, before I actually move on, I can actually understand maybe why people would watch yesterday's Redmond roundup, me talking about Coutinho, and whether I would or would not take him back. I feel like this is a different situation to Coutinho, because it's one of them things where Coutinho's gone away from Liverpool and flopped, whereas Luis Suarez has gone away from Liverpool and proven he's still at that level. Whether he's as good as he was when he left, that's not what we're asking. We're asking, can he come in and do a job for us? And I feel like the answer is yes. So again, debate it between yourselves. But Thierry Henry came out, I think it was today, or might have been yesterday, but here's the quote here. I've got the laptop close because I can't fucking see. That being said, he says, "Hey guys, from tomorrow morning, I will be removing myself from social media until the people in the power are able to regulate their platform. The same vigour and ferocity that they currently do when you infringe copyright. The sheer volume of racism, bullying, and resulting of mental torture to individuals is too toxic to ignore. There has to be some accountability. It is far too easy to create an account, use it, and bully, harass without consequence, and still remain anonymous. Until this changes, I will be disabling my account across all social platforms, and I'm hoping this happens soon." Well, Thierry, as much as I respect that step that you've just taken there, my mate, wholeheartedly, because honestly, I absolutely agree with everything that he's just said there. He's never getting social media back, because this has been the number one problem for social media and Instagram for months, and I even have it myself, mate. Basically, because I've just read that terribly, and obviously I'm Scouse, so you can miss a few words. So let me basically just put into context what he's saying there. Essentially, social media is bollocks, because anyone can make an account where they haven't got a face, they don't need to put ID in, and then boom, you can say whatever you want, you can form an opinion, and it's only really Twitter where you only have a set amount of characters to be able to form that opinion. Therefore, it can come across more aggressive, or it can come across a little bit more, sort of, you don't really give a fuck. So, when Thierry Henry's bringing up about social media and the bullying that goes on, the racism that goes on, and how easy it is to make an account, that's why I say he's never going to get his social media back again if he sticks to this decision, because it's not going to change. And it's not that I'm being negative on that thought, but it's one of them things where, have you saw any advancement of trying to help this improve over the time that social media has been a thing? And yes, social media is very, very new in all aspects, not just the sport, but all aspects of the world. That being said, have you saw any change of making it less easier to make an account? If anything, it's more easier than ever to make an account. Why do you see that changing? It's probably not going to change, and it's going to take quite a lot for it to change. And at the end of the day, you've got so many different platforms now where this platform stops certain things from being said and whatnot, and then this new platform is created where it's a little bit more, you can say what you want, and you can make this many accounts. It's all arse. Like I said, I was going to touch on my own experiences, and I've had people in my DMs before, say the crazy stuff like, I'm going to batter your head in, James, and it's just like, you're not though, mate, are you? Because at the end of the day, you're probably about 12, and it's one of them things where, like, I appreciate you might have fucking grew a little bit of muscle because you're 12 and you've just started wanking, but at the end of the day, you're not going to do anything to me if you see me. You're just not. No one has ever confronted me about what I do. I've been doing YouTube for less than, actually over a year, but in terms of consistently posting, less than a year. But I've been in the public eye, for about maybe 2 or 3 years since that Manny video was released, at least. So, and no one has ever, and I've received so much abuse on Twitter. When that Manny video first came out, before Manny actually started doing decent, the amount of abuse I received, even off Liverpool fans, was unbelievable. And anyone who found me Instagram, same thing. A lot of people found it funny, but I think a lot of people misconstrued it that, I was trying to be like, I was actually trying to form a proper opinion. It obviously was a proper opinion, I'm not backing out, but you get what I mean. People didn't see the funny side to it, is basically what it was. And it was only over time, and it blew up a second time and a third time. And that was where people saw the funny side to it. But at first, they didn't see the funny side to it as much. That being said, the amount of abuse I received on Twitter, you'd think that, or at least I was thinking at the time, I'm going to walk outside and someone's going to see me and not like me. But that's just not the case. It's not the case. That if anything, they're probably going to come to you in person and ask for a picture. And, I'm not a famous kid or nothing, but Liverpool's a small place. When I go to town and whatnot, I get asked for the odd little picture. And when I do, every time, it's just sound. No one takes the piss. It's either banter about football, or they're just, being respectful to me in a very nice way. And, and I love them interactions. But no one's ever came and chat shit to me, because they're all... Again, you can go on a platform and you can chat shit without even having your face there. So at the end of the day, you're not even having a proper debate with someone. If they come and comment and say something racist to you, but you don't know who they are and you don't know what they look like, you can say something back to why they're wrong for being racist. And you're absolutely right. There's no reason for racism to be correct. But they're not going to care, because they know what they're doing is wrong. And they're not going out in person and doing it because they know they get smacked. So they're using that time to where they're being in the room by them fucking selves, like a sad loser sitting on the fucking horrible dirty bed sheets, just wasting their time, twiddling their thumbs, looking at the phone, just trying to make someone else's day worse. That's all it is. So it's not going to change. Should it change? Yes. Do I want it to change? Of course. But Thierry Henry's not going to get his anything back, because when he's going off that's the way it is. But also, you've also got to take a testament to Thierry Henry as he's actually taken a step. Even though it's only a small step, because it's one individual, you've got to still admire that one individual for trying to take that advancement. At the end of the day, you don't see everyone trying to disable their Instagram for that reason. If everyone did do that, then maybe we'd fucking get somewhere. But without trying to get too political, it's kind of the same with like the Black Lives Matter movement a few months ago. Even stuff that's going on now within, talking about what's going on with women. And listen, both situations are terrible, and at the end of the day, these are why I don't like to get into these type of conversations, because there should only really be one outlook to it, and for some reason there's many outlooks. That being said, sharing something on a story isn't really going to make much of a difference. What you have to really do, you have to really rally together, and what Thierry Henry is doing is taking a drastic measure that is actually going to be effective if everyone does it. But sharing something on your story for 24 hours, trying to make other people feel guilty, just won't work. And that's why I don't follow the trends of sharing shit on your story. You know, if it's charities and stuff, belter. But I mean, them little quotes where it's trying to make you feel bad for, this many thingios, percentages and all that. It's like, if you actually want to change all that, make a proper difference. Don't just put something on your story for 24 hours, which is lazy. That's why I respect Thierry Henry in this case, because racism's always been an issue. It's always most likely going to be an issue until we start taking some proper measures. And yeah, I have to talk about that, man, 100%, you know what I mean? But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, I don't really think you can fault Thierry Henry. He's got his reasons, and when a man's got his reasons, you can't say nothing about that. And then before we round up this Redmond roundup, I wanted to talk about England, and obviously their 5-0 win against San Marino, aka the Farmers. So, good game. Listen, it was kind of what you expect, you know what I mean? But, points to take out of the 5-0 win. Mason Mount, I thought, had a very good game. Well, everyone in their own right had a very good game. Reece James got a very good assist. Ben Chilwell also got a very good assist. I think Lingard came on and got a good assist as well. So, all round, good performances. But one player I want to talk about, Jude Bellingham. And I want to know what your thoughts on Jude Bellingham are in the comments down below, because obviously 17 years of age, playing in the Bundesliga. When I watch Jude Bellingham, I see I see a player that you can't really buy at that age, and it's composure and it's experience. Because at the end of the day, he's very experienced. He plays a lot of games for Dortmund, and he's a very crucial part of that team. You can actually look at it and think, moving to Germany was the best thing he ever could have done. And maybe more English prospects should maybe look at going outside of England and training elsewhere. I think it's good to get a grasp of what it's like to go to a different, look at Sancho. Sancho is another prime example who's playing in the same team. It works. It gives you a bit more of a chance to get game time. They see something in you that maybe teams in England won't. Teams in England and youth scouting systems in England, they don't work the exact same. They look for different things. They look for height and shit. And other Messi's 5'7". You know what I mean? Imagine if he was in England, he probably wouldn't have got chose for the team just because of his size. I remember there was ballers that I used to know that never used to got chosen because they were under a certain size, and I was thinking to myself, but you'd rip about half the team. Jude Bellingham, I'm not saying he's a 5-star skiller, I just went off on a tangent there. What I'm trying to say about Jude Bellingham, he looks composed, he looks experienced, and at the end of the day, 17, you look at the fucking impact he had at Birmingham, you can say it was over-exaggerated or not, they've retired a share for the kid. That being said, it shows that he has got ability, and they know he was going to go on and do great things. You can see he's gone to a different level since going to Dortmund, and to come on in your England debut, I don't really care who that's against. It's still impressive to have the performance that he did. Did he blow the world of light? No, he didn't get a goal, and I don't think he even got an assist. That being said, he had a very good game, and that's all that really matters from my point of view. So it'll be interesting to see as well whether he's going to get a look in for the Euros. Let me know in the comments down below. Barring any injuries, would you maybe take him there? Because imagine getting that England career started nice and early. We could look back at Jude Bellingham as one of the all-time greats. He'll be interesting. Also, if he comes back to the Premier League, I wonder where he'll go. But again, that'll be for another Redmond roundup. Anyway, people, thank you for watching this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said at the start of the video, you've been like smashing the likes and everything on these, so I really do appreciate it. I hope that, like you know, I am reading your comments, even though I don't reply and have time to reply to every single one. I do most certainly see them. I've seen it enough every single one, to be honest. So make sure you get your comments in about your thoughts and whatnot. And yeah, just keep supporting, and I'll keep bringing these out to you. Thank you very much, Redmond's Army. You know I love yous with all my heart. All the world and back again. Anyway, have a belter. Peace out.